Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spooty.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little, colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first time listening to or watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you guys so much. You're awesome.
You're welcome.
There's a lot of things out there in the world to take your attention. We're happy to have a little bit. So you're going to learn soon enough, though, that we are not, I repeat, not toy experts.
I don't know why I have to say it so loud.
I know. We're just enthusiasts. We just like talking toys. We're going to
talking to you.
We're going to get things wrong. And by we, yes, Corey. So let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. Up first, on lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny, right there.
Can we circle back to me?
Nope. Oh. On vocals and lead guitar, and a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
Joe, yo.
It's what?
Yo, Joe.
He has a little dyslexic problem.
Yo.
Next up on bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spooty.
I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
I know. So, usual day for you. Yes, okay. And on drums, it's me. I'm Jason. I'm here to share my love of Transformers and all things awesome. Dudes. BBTS. What's that stand for, Corey?
Bobby Brady's testicular sciatica.
Close.
I think that's a C.
That's SC.
It's so close. But actually,
I have no idea.
it stands
You're probably right.
for Big Bad Toy Store. And the next time you want to visit BBTS, just use our affiliate link, bbts.cracktasticplastic.com, and it takes you to the same Big Bad Toy Store you know and love. And by doing it that way, it helps them know that we sent you there. So once again, edit those bookmarks too.
Bobby Brady's
No, bbts.cracktasticplastic.com. Please do not. In this episode, we'll be delving into the jaw-dropping world of toy design. You get it? Discussing the intricate details that make a head sculpt truly stand out. We'll explore what makes a good head sculpt and how it can elevate the entire figure. And yes, we'll also take a closer look at those head sculpts that might have missed the mark. We're also going to visit a very elusive toy store, one that a lot of people don't even think is real. But Elgin believes.
Toys R Us?
Nope. But he's going to tell us all about that place later, so stay tuned.
Is it a Walmart where scalpers never go?
You can follow us on all the social media platforms, including Patreon. That's right. That's a cool place. And all those links can be found at our website, cracktasticplastic.com. Go there. Check it out. And
Okay.
there are hats there, apparently. And
Plastic on my hat.
you, while also surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our other sponsor, toyhacks.com. For all your repro label needs, they have an armory where you can get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry and tons of amazing sticker sets for your toys. Even Motu now. Did you get any yet?
No.
Dang it.
I haven't won the contest yet.
What contest are we talking about, Elgin?
It's the one we have every month where we have a caption contest.
That sounds fun.
And we give away a $5.
But this last month we even did it different, didn't we?
We did. We changed it up. So check it out on all of our social media outlet stores.
And it's good. It was a good call. There are some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you.
Thank you.
That's toyhacks.com. Oh my gosh. But right now let's talk about what toys we've picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. but it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, we are back, and now it's time for Corey to show us some cool stuff.
This is cool.
What is it?
This is the Hound vamp from my who's that big Transformer Jetfire. I have slept none this week. Like, for real, when I said earlier in our chat that I got like 4 hours, that's true. Anyway, I put some lights in it. You probably can't see the front because I didn't get them placed as well as I would like to, but you can see the back. And yeah, he's all lit up. Right. And the battery's probably going to fall out because it's in there with some pretty shitty tape because I didn't have time to actually attach it properly.
Doing your cool colors. And
is this a different one from...
This is the one that came with the Jetfire, like the Comic-Con crossover one. It's a modern sculpt, and the gas cans fell out in the...
I watched the classified unboxing of the vamp today.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It was cool as shit.
Yeah, looks expensive.
Yeah.
Big. Like probably twice as big as that.
Yeah.
But it's a cool toy. And
Yeah.
that's awesome. How many is that now that you've added LED lights to?
Just this
two?
and the Snowcat. But I'm gonna do.
You had to buy like 100 pack of lights, so they're all gonna get it.
Yeah. Well, it was like $9 or something for about 100 lights. Yeah.
Well, you have to just start putting them in everything.
Yeah.
And then it was another like $4 or something for the 9-volt.
Probably.
adapters.
Right.
Oh,
And I got like 10 of those. So.
Cool.
cool. Will you do custom work? I can maybe send you a transformer to put him in someday.
I could try.
Okay.
I got this cool thing. I got a DeLorean for my Back to the Future thing. Because I had the big DeLorean and have a little Hot Wheels DeLorean, and so I have one that fits in the
This
middle.
one's
now.
great. This Jada Toys one. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it is, and it's $6 versus the $20 that Hot Wheels wants for something that scale, which is stupid and fucking dumb and fucking stupid and dumb.
All those things.
And then, did I have this on the show already? I don't remember. No.
Oh, that's so cool, though. I'm glad you got that.
It's the Jaws
Jealous.
Hot Wheels Premium. It's the Blazer from the 75 Chevy Blazer Custom from the Jaws movie, the original Jaws movie. And yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
Brody's Blazer.
And
Cool.
I got a couple of these guys. Who cares? But they're just because it's an error, and I like the errors, and so the one on top is missing its paint app on the sides,
Whoops.
and I like those. And
Huh.
I'm not gonna dig all these out.
Paint app.
I just had
Yeah.
and then
I totally missed it.
I found another treasure hunt. That one says you can't see it. Doesn't. It's all right. And this one, it's a treasure hunt because it says treasure hunt in big letters on the side. They don't always do that. I found one at Walmart and the card was all fucked up, so I left it. And then I went over to Dollar Tree across the street and there was one right there. I was like, oh, sweet. This one's $1 also.
In the bag of toys.
Everything else is for later.
All right, Elgin. Did you
So
narrow
that's
it down to stuff?
Yeah, I
Pick some
I eventually
things?
did, yeah. That took a while. Oh, okay. So I got some more G.I. Joe classified series figures.
G.I. Joe sucks.
Yep. That's why I opened them up so I could play with them and have the Predator kill them all.
Check it out.
Oh,
Yes.
he's got the little baby version.
Oh, awesome. You have to show it to the camera.
I will. I just
Oh, with
Does,
Compare
does,
and
does
contrast.
her hat come off too?
no, it does not.
Because this one does.
and it's awkward.
We can compare the head sculpts because this one's terrible.
Yeah.
So it does come with extra hair.
We're talking Lady J.
Yeah, this is Lady J from the classified series. And you just pop off her.
I mean, it's fine. I don't mind shaved head ladies, but
And then put that on if you want.
That's more like comic accurate, right?
I think so.
I think something like that.
But yeah, I just use the cap.
Oh, I forgot one. It's all right. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, so this was late. I got this at GameStop
For the end.
over a year ago, I think. I just haven't really. I hadn't opened any of them because I was trying to figure out when should I open all these classified series figures.
Christmas morning.
Yeah. So I just decided Friday would work,
Yeah.
and just called it GI Joe's Day. So that's what all those are on a playlist on YouTube now.
Free
if you wanna
Joe
check them out.
Friday, but like free them from the package.
Right.
Not like I'm giving you stuff.
So that was on clearance. I think I actually brought it to another episode in box when I
Yep.
picked it up like a year ago, and it was like $8.
I've
So,
almost bought her so many times. I just wanted to experience that double jointed elbow.
Yeah, there was a lot of
So cool.
there was a lot of accessories with her, and kind of one of the cool things with her is her backpack, which I still didn't really figure out what this little. I thought it was like a eyepiece thing, but it doesn't really go to her face unless you turn her head. But if you take off her backpack, she can actually store things inside.
Whoa. Weapons and things.
Yeah, the other stuff that you can stick to her sticks spears that she used.
Yep. Yep.
And this will launch off as well, and then launches into outer space.
That's
That's
far.
not true.
Yeah,
not
it's
true.
like a harpoon type
It's really far.
weapon. Yeah, and she has a little knife that could easily get lost.
She looks way better than that thing that Corey handed over.
Yeah.
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 Anyways, that's Lady J from Classified series. And then I found this Baroness for like $7, so I bought it. 'cause
That's the
it was-
Snake Eyes one?
This is from the Snake Eyes Origins movie,
Yep. I got
which
this
is
too.
not a
It's-
great movie.
No, it
If
wasn't.
you have watched it. I think I watched it when I was sick because I was like,
And he got sicker.
You ran out
Yeah.
of stuff to watch.
yeah, yeah, I did. I was
Like,
like,
as a standalone, like if you view it as like a standalone not G.I. Joe movie,
right.
it's still bad.
Yeah. I was like,
good
oh,
setup there.
I'm at home. I'm sick. Oh, let me watch all the GI
Yeah.
Joe movies, and then
I made that same mistake with
Yeah.
Timeline with Paul Walker.
Changed your life.
yeah.
It did forever.
Anyway, she has a
Boobs.
machine gun and
Got her double blades,
in her blades. And her-
glasses.
the glasses come off. I wish on the glasses that they would have made them clear and not kind of hazy looking, because
They did the best they could.
they could have just made them clear.
It could
Maybe they tried and just failed.
Yeah, could have been.
It's probably
Heated
really smoky in that little Chinese factory.
Yeah.
Oh.
The front part of this machine gun does come off, like
Oh,
the
it's like a
silencer, the
silencer?
suppressor, I guess it
Yeah.
would be, does come
cool.
off if you need to have the gun louder.
Right.
If
Sometimes
you need to shout bang louder. when
Yeah, back. But yeah, it was on clearance at Walmart for $7.
Finally. It's
yeah.
about what those should have been at to begin
Yeah.
with.
I even regretted buying it for $7. But I was like,
Aw.
all so much like
for $6.
yeah, much like the movie itself, most of the figures
It
are
comes with
terrible.
regret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The articulation's not as good.
No,
and-
it's fine, but it's just
but it's not as good as the classifieds. Like it doesn't have as many.
they're still technically classifieds, but they're just
Yeah.
the movie line is not great.
No.
Anyway, so then I also found at Walmart for $7 this Dusty, which
Really?
is great.
Yeah, that's surprising that he was on clearance for that cheap.
Yeah, I went in there one day and they had like the Crimson Guard, they had Dusty, they had a bunch of other figures just all clearanced off for no reason. Like,
Really?
they just had a bunch of them. I grabbed like 4 of them at once. It was just like, these are on clearance. This was one of them, and
I almost
he's
brought
pretty
my
awesome.
I almost brought my original Dusty tonight too, and then
Yeah.
I didn't.
he does have separate goggles. So if you want to take him off of his hat thing and then actually put him on his face, you can do that, or you can just pose it on his hat, which is a nice option, I guess. His little bipod for his machine gun as well can kind of come off. Comes off of the thing there.
Comes off,
Does he
gets
also
lost.
store things in his backpack?
He does not, unfortunately. But he does have a little tiny knife once again on his boot, which could easily be lost.
Yeah, the bipod, the original bipod, is like
That comes off pretty easily.
a hard
with
thing
that.
to find.
Yeah, I'm sure. It seems
I
like
got-
it would be.
I got really, 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 really lucky and found one for $15, and they're usually double that at least.
His head thing comes off. His head.
I just squeeze it.
Yeah.
Well,
gear thing.
everything's coming
Yeah.
off. I'm just gonna leave that.
Yeah. I usually don't have that on there. I just put it on there for today.
'Cause it looks better.
Yeah. I normally.
Man, he has like some full red pouty lips.
So if you take off his hat thing, his hair looks decent and stuff.
like he just put on lip balm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he looks pretty decent for a classified figure.
I suppose if you're wandering around in the desert, you do need some kind of like.
And his
chapstick on.
hair is not awful, and it's like it's a pretty good. I've seen, of course, probably talk about it later, of some bad looking classified faces, and this one actually looks.
There's
pretty
a
decent.
lot.
Yeah, looks pretty decent. Then riding the clearance train, also picked up this.
You're the conductor. What are you
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
about?
This Zeus figure from WWE Elite line from the No Holds Barred movie where he's
yeah.
fighting Hulk Hogan. But yeah, it's Tommy Lister Jr. also on Friday, and Fifth Element as the president.
Debo.
Yeah, Debo. Yeah. I eventually need to do some TikToks with him as Debo, but I haven't got around to it yet. But he looks really good too. Looks very much like how he looked in the movie, and his armor stuff comes off or whatever. His ring gear comes off, and he can. It just pops off his arms. But yeah, that was what was that? That was clearance, like $8. I don't know. It was like they had it in their clearance rack again for no reason. I mean, they shouldn't be because none of the rest of the stuff is clearance. They just had like a few of them clearanced off.
He even got his eye crossed.
I know. Yeah. So he has
I
a
was looking. I was like,
he has a detached retina,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
always, and he's
Oh
actually
my
blind.
gosh.
He's actually
Yeah.
blind in that eye.
Yeah, they crossed his
Yeah,
eye.
and they made his one eye, his crazy eye.
Accurate head sculpt.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was on clearance. So I had to buy it, of course. Speaking of also on clearance, I got this Adam Cole from AEW line. It was like $6 because it was 70% off on their figures. So I picked him up in Target a while back. His jacket is kind of restricting. Can't even move his arms, so you basically have to take off his jacket if you want to like make him movable at all.
But his jacket's kind of cool, though.
His jacket is very cool,
Yeah.
and for $6, it was like I can't
Yeah.
not buy it.
Yeah. I mean,
Or
that's,
pay
Just
attention.
throw it. Sorry. I was.
it's a great price for
Got
a predator
distracted.
death.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I turned him into a He-Man character, and
Oh,
just,
yep.
it's just
I like his belly button.
it's pretty nice. His legs come off, which I didn't realize for AEW figures. Like you can actually part swap them. Like his torso legs will kind of like just break them up. He does that,
Yeah.
which
Nice.
not the elites don't do that in WWE, but apparently AEW figures do.
So how many did you break before you figured that out?
Actually, I was trying to take his jacket off, and it popped off. I was like, "Oh, that pops off? Okay, cool."
Cool.
But I haven't really tried it with any other ones. And then at Halloween Palooza,
Oh, that sounds like a cool thing.
yeah, it's a fun time. I found these aliens from '90s Kenner toy from that line there. Same with like the Predator ones that I have. At some vendors are selling them. One vendor was selling one, and then Corey's arch nemesis was selling this other one.
Ryan.
Yeah. So the Mantis one was from him. It's the Mantis alien with like Mantis like hands and even like a Mantis tail. It has this translucent.
claps.
Yeah, this translucent plastic on it as well.
So cool.
Which is really awesome. Which I didn't realize it was until I opened it up and looked at it, and I was like, but yeah, so it's the same like '90s line that like the AVP stuff and all the Predator line stuff came out same time.
It looks great behind the light there.
Yeah, it does.
It's really good.
It really shines through.
It's cool.
And this other one, I didn't even know was a thing until I saw another vendor selling it, and I think I got it for like $10 on card. And it's a king alien, which I know like the queen
What?
alien was very popular in the Aliens movie, but I was like, king alien, is that even a thing? And it is. And he has an action feature of
Whoa.
he can actually attack. Let's have him attack Adam Cole here, and grab him like that, And then if you have some water, you can put his mouth in it and soak it up and with his butt and like shoot out acid.
Oh. Could also
that.
be cat pee.
Yeah, you can do anything really, except probably real
Like
acid.
what
Yeah, or
else,
like-
guys?
Or like
what
orange
else?
juice with pulp, you probably couldn't do that.
No, probably not.
Milk,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to leave it in there though.
that might be a little. Anyway, you can suck up water and then use it as acid and like it'll shoot
That's
out of
cool.
his mouth and yeah, that's the action feature of that. But
It looks like it would be really inconvenient to walk through a doorway.
yeah. But yeah, that's the King Alien from Kenner Toys.
That's a
both of
cool
those are-
action figure, man.
Yeah. And it's got a little,
Bubble butt.
yeah, that's his acid holder, I guess, if you want to think of it that way. But yeah, there's a little button on the back there that pushes down on his back. Down, not up.
Ah! Spoody's been attacked.
But yeah, it's a... So yeah, King Alien. Which is pretty
Cool.
Stiff button.
Yeah, it is. It's a
Not
little,
sure he made it to the movies.
I just want to squeeze his butt.
Yeah. That's all I have. But yeah.
Awesome. There you go.
Yeah, I can put perfume in it, I
Put
guess.
your perfume on.
Some cologne.
All right, Spudamus Maximus, what do you got over there?
Things.
Cool.
I have a not transformer.
Weird.
This is from Temu. This is a Link kind of brickheads. And they gave me one wrong colored part for his hand.
Damn it.
Just paint it.
There it is.
Yeah. So, it was like $4 or $5,
Oh,
whatever.
that's
so,
too cool for...
yeah, but
That's
it
awesome.
looks good. Pass it around that way.
He's cute.
I got this little core class Dracodon.
Nailed it.
Yeah, sounds good. He turns into a kind of little raptor
cute.
thing.
He turns into this weird thing into another weird thing.
Yeah. Some green thing into a green thing.
Uh-huh.
Then I got a trigger bot. What did I say his name was?
Spoonful.
Head,
Let me
something head.
Shovel face.
Something. It is
Doug.
Doug.
Dog.
Dogfight.
It was close. It was close.
Dogfight.
Dog.
Doug's
dog
fight.
Face.
Doug face.
He has like a action feature thing, but I'm not sure how it works. I just know like there's some gears in his arms,
Yep, those guns.
but they don't.
But they also don't.
Yeah.
Those button doesn't do anything.
And then I got a monster bot.
Yahoo!
Grotesque.
We like that sound. Ratchet.
I really don't like that sound.
Okay. Okay.
That's a forcing something that shouldn't be forced sound.
Monster bot. Sparks.
Hey, it's the turtles having sex.
It is.
Yeah. And then I got some 3D printed, which are kind of they need some help. Wings
Wings.
for them.
Because they're always gone.
Yeah. And the wings are like $10. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. The monster bots are beautiful toys. Gosh, I love all three of them.
And then I got the Studio Series Ultra Magnus.
What's he do?
He Magnuses ultrally.
Ultrally.
And it's got one of the get over here without one of the blast effects on his gun. Or
He's
couple.
awesome. He's the new big thing, the new possible toy of the year for Transformers. He's what makes him cool. Not only is he like in
Has
scale,
giant shoulders.
he's
Oh.
in scale with the modern line, but like what's neat is the Ultra Magnus normally had like that white prime that would fit
Yep.
into the, and all the red and blue was the car trailer that was just kind of like armor that you'd put over him. But this one piece, it's not normal. They don't normally do that. They've done it a few times in third-party stuff, but to have it all one piece turn into the car trailer and then into this robot's a big...
Power of the Primes did it too.
Yeah,
But this is a better.
this is so much better, and
Yeah.
the colors are perfect, and he's a chunky monkey, and
Didn't they do like, or was it Titan's Return with him? It's one of those.
He's got
'Cause one was
Matrix.
So he had the little dude that rode in him like a mech suit.
Yeah.
So that was Power of the Primes. The other one, Titan's Return was the Optimus Primes.
And light piping. We're just going to have to make that a topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's beautiful, man.
And then this one ties in with the head sculpt, and that's the Generation Selects Antagony. The Inferno. Here's his other head.
Repaint of an Inferno.
Yeah. Which actually was another character that they have put a toy out before.
Like the BotCon line.
Yeah.
Do you want me to send that along?
Which I've never found.
Yeah, that
online
head is
for sale.
badass.
Always is.
Better than the... Cool.
And that's all I got.
Okay.
Oh, more light piping.
Yeah. It's going around.
And it's cool. The other head is like the Scavenger from Beast Wars version. And then that's like the Inferno version.
Super cool.
So the one that's on him was the extra that came with him. I switched them out.
I got the last couple Earthspark toys. I got Grimlock. He's awesome. And he's basically just a repaint of the last of Cyberverse. And then there's this brand new one, Nightshade. And they are an owl, which is neat. They're non-binary on the show, which is really cool. And but cool figure, man. The color, that weird ass greens on there. Sorry, I'm straight to
green
you.
on there?
Sorry.
I mean, since they're
These colors are
technically
amazing.
computers, aren't they all binary?
Okay.
Yeah, ones and zeros.
So funny, this guy.
1 0 0.
He's like also like, but really,
No, but really,
no, but really.
it's ones and zeros.
A little foreshadowing. These two are the last. These are the last two for my first Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
Finally completed my first. And so I don't have them with me because we're going to do a Build-A-Figure episode in the future. So,
Oh, he's over there.
Yeah, I have to finish mine that I didn't talk about.
yeah.
'Cause I hate that I have to finish it.
I got Beast. Thank you. Got
Yeah.
Beast Machines, Sonic Attack, Jet.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah, I know.
What's his name?
Sonic
Attack.
Attack, Jet.
How does he introduce himself?
I don't.
It's a Jetstorm.
Jetstorm. I basically got him. One, I love Beast Machines, and he's not the last one, but he's also one of 5 repaints of this mold, and it's not. It's probably not pulled all the way back. And I just wanted to get this last one for a picture at some point of all 5 of the molds, but happy to have them. I got in. I haven't had time to open it because of Halloween-a-Palooza. Really excited about this. Another cool head sculpt, too, by the way. But the Studio Series 86, the movie Ratchet. Because they did Ironhide a while ago, so we knew he'd be coming. Cool figure. Cool dude. It's the first. I also got Studio Series, the movie Decepticon Frenzy Red, the cassette tape. I got Studio Series Rise of the Beast, Terrorcon Novocaine, which is really just another kind of redo of that 6-armed weird thing that pops out at the end of the movie. It's the first time that
Oh, yeah.
that Pulse has screwed up an order.
Uh-oh.
They sent me 2 of those instead of 1, plus the Diaz with the jetpack thing.
The exosuit.
Exosuit one, yep.
Did you send it back, or did they?
I'm still waiting for a frickin' reply.
Oh,
That was a week ago. So I got this Buzzworthy Bumblebee Troop Builder Multi-Pack. This is a really cool thing. they took kind of your troop characters-ish from some of the different lines.
Like DC's Army Drone and...
Kinda, yep. Mm-hmm.
well,
Which is like
there's the mold.
the Auto Trooper. There's some G2 stuff. There's like a Quintesson Trooper from the movie. And then there's the jet here. It might look blue here, but it's somewhere in between blue and purple.
It's
and
like lavender.
Yeah, it's really neat. And some people are buying, 4 or 5 of these, and I don't...
It's a lot of do-re-mi right
And
there.
sure
how
is.
much is that?
It's $80 probably.
Yeah.
Times
How many bots are in there?
4.
Oh.
So it's,
Funny
it's
piece,
fine.
not
It's just,
terrible.
but that's 4. You just have to buy.
Sure.
That was cool. I plan on opening it, though. I just haven't got to it yet.
Let's hope there's 4 in that box.
And then,
Since there's
yeah,
no
that's
window.
true, I
Since there's
guess.
no window in that.
A couple G1 things. I found this at Corner Collectibles. Super excited about it. I thought it was a pencil topper at first, but it's just one of them eraser guys, so don't try to move the legs or anything. But he's in pretty good shape, and it's just a G1 Prowl, just kind of like the eraser kind of.
sound wave.
You have one?
Yeah.
That's cool. Trade you. Anyway,
Maybe.
he I just I go into Corner Collectibles once a week pretty much, and I'm like, never. Hey, sorry, Jake. I love you, and the store's great. I'm glad we have it, but there's not always new stuff if for what I'm looking for. So
Yeah, same.
walk over to the Transformers section and be like, what? What is this doing here? Just it's not something you would expect to show up in our little town. Pretty neat. $2, $3, so. And then lastly, most excited about is the retro reissue G1 Perceptor in his animation colors. And he's beautiful. It's the first time I've had his guns, I think, in my life. But new. That blue's different. Yep, that'll roll his head up and down.
Is that like the same as the original?
That is the
the
original.
mold? Oh.
So I think on tour I paid like $30 for those guns.
Yep, probably. This
And
does
this-
move the in and out. It doesn't. I don't
Can
think
you actually see through it?
you can see through it, but I don't.
It was always crappy. in the
Okay,
original,
but yeah, you can
so.
still see through it, and it works. And I don't think there's a mirror in that little tray that flops down, but I think there's a little bit of repaint on his face, like his eyes are. I don't know, but a little more markings on his thighs and on that blue, and yeah, he's. I'm happy to have. I have a.
Yeah, no.
I have a couple
So there's a
Perceptors
mirror on the original.
in various states of good, but now I'm really stoked to have this guy. I love this line so much. Yeah, how much you had to build your own little piece
Well, then I found one for it was only like $10-15
for that little blue piece
for,
that holds
well,
the.
so it was the whole
okay.
thing. But yeah, I built one and then of course then found one.
It's not those gray little things on his arms would have been chrome on the original, but yeah, I love the nerdiness of the toy. It's a microscope,
Yep.
And
Worst
it's-
Transformer. No, the camera one was the worst one.
but yeah. But hey, this guy's got a cool head sculpt.
You're gonna say that about all the Transformers head sculpts. now.
That's true. I
Just trying
might.
to segue.
Well,
Yeah.
that's it's one of the cool parts about being a Transformers fan. Anyway, is like they really are all so different.
I had one more though that I forgot about.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll undo that, and
Here.
here's a whole box.
Guess what? Guess what's in it?
Toys.
Guess.
It's heavier than Is it a human head? That feels
Did you
of
finally track down Gwyneth Paltrow?
Maybe. Pass it around.
passing it
We're
around.
guessing.
We're just guessing.
Yeah, you're
That's
guessing.
heavy.
You're just guessing.
It's heavier than you think.
It is kind of. It's toy related.
Well, I hope so. Why are we doing
not
this if
dripping,
it's
is it?
not? Yeah, I don't see. Right.
Is it a sandbag?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, it turns.
It goes along with my Hot Wheels obsession. It's a carburetor for my car.
Oh,
The car that sits in front of my big Hot Wheels wall.
Oh,
Anyway,
Cool.
no big, yeah.
That was a,
It would have been better if I hadn't ruined Jason's segue.
yeah.
Yeah, glad we
but-
circled around.
I just don't have a very good head on my shoulders because. Nope, didn't work. Nope, not that one either.
Hey, you haven't had much sleep. It's okay.
I haven't. It's been a rough week.
What was I saying? Yeah, like
You were saying a Transformers fan, and that's the cool thing about being a Transformers fan.
it's something that I definitely have over the last few years now, like really been paying more attention to. Like I don't know if you guys really do.
For Transformers?
No, for your toys
Oh.
or whatever.
Oh,
like
I do.
how important it's ever like. There's so much going on with the Transformer. It's a puzzle. You know, it's probably a car, and it's a robot. You know, like there's so much going on, and like you're just happy to. It is what it is.
I can remember being a kid and like I can remember all the way back to when I was a child and thinking how stupid some of the heads looked on some of the toys that I had. It didn't make a difference about whether or not I played with them more or less, but I remember thinking, man, why is this guy so ugly?
Yes.
I think when I played with Transformers, I didn't really think about like their head being like ugly I just thought it was a robot
Right. And like now I went from that to like
as a kid anyway.
the head sculpt itself is its own work of art within this awesome toy.
Yeah.
And like that's how I've been approaching it lately of like as a whole, sure, but actually take the time and like study and like really appreciate the art that does go in to creating these Transformers head sculpts anyway, because as much as they are the same, every fucking one of them's so different. And you can, if you let it be different
Sure.
and look for the details, like it's so neat that that little thing can be so different, and it's fun to just study them and the artistic qualities of the design of them, and it's really been fun these last few years. So I'm glad that you picked this episode.
I mean I picked it because the issue I have with He-Man.
Because of how much you hated his head.
Well, he really did hate his head there for a while.
lot,
I thought he
yeah.
was going to not collect He-Man when we started this.
So I brought some variety of He-Men here just because, you know, I wanted to be, you know, the good and then not so good and then bad and then ugly as well. So I brought an OG Thunder Punch. That's my vintage one.
That's the face.
And
that's
and when I think of He-Man, I think of
yeah, that's what he's supposed to look like.
I think of that face or the original figure, which I didn't. Mine has his nose bitten off, so
He's supposed to either look like this or like this.
yeah, exactly. But to me, that's that's what they should really be basing off of. And then of course we have, they had to reboot it in 2000X, 200X, and they made this head sculpt.
teenage weird.
And this is the only 2000X one I have because I got it pretty cheap on tour. It was the only reason I got it. And it's not great.
I remember you even toiled over it forever.
I don't have any other figures in that line.
Well, of course this is He-Man. He's got the blonde cropped hair.
Yeah, but
He's,
I don't like
it's
the face.
And yeah, the classic blue boots and pubes.
Yeah. That was a variant. That was the variant that killed the line.
Okay.
But I don't really like the face on that. I mean, I don't know. It just something about it doesn't.
You probably knew somebody when you were a
Probably.
teenager that you fucking
Probably
hated.
in high school or something.
And it's, yeah.
The closest they finally got was when they finally re-released a vintage style head in the Origins, and they got a little closer. And this one is decent for Origin when they're going forward. They've done several of the different ones. They've done like a windswept one. They've done the long haired one, kind of like the Prince Adam. And they've but this is the one that where they've come out and they're like, well, this is our vintage style head, which. It's not exactly, but it's closer. It's kind of close.
In my eyes, it's like, how do you see the difference? I mean, obviously the hair is lighter, more yellow than gold.
Yeah.
It seems, but
That one is probably the closest, and that
That's
if
pretty
if
close.
they would have just released that
It's
head,
a little thinner, but
yeah.
tiny.
If they would have released that head when
I can see the
line
differences. But
started,
yeah, it's,
I would have been, really psyched about this new Origin line that come out.
Yeah.
But they went with a different direction. So, and then going like to Masterverse. Masterverse has done a decent job. This one where they've given him a beard and kind of emo hair and everything is kind of, it's okay. I don't know if they
kind of Kurt Cobain looking.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
It's for what it is. It's all right.
There's some more TikToks in it there. That's
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good idea. They came out with the Viking one, which looked pretty decent.
Does he have horns?
He does have he has a little horned
Yeah.
helmet, but it came with this alternate head sculpt, which is awful, and which is why it's not on the figure.
Oh, whoa.
It's been stuck in the box, in the parts
A
box,
little bit of a butt chin
and it was very
Jesus.
disappointing that they
Wow.
had that.
There's
as the,
definitely some Botox going on
yeah,
there.
as the extra head sculpt. It looks awful, and I haven't had it on the figure since.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I mean that, like I said, Masterverse can go, it can go, up and down of how good they look, and probably the worst one is
You
this,
meant best.
the ugliest one. It's this. I'm gonna get out of here.
Ah, yes. It's famous.
The infamous. The box is already broken when I bought it too. Was the movie He-Man with its awful head sculpt, and alternate head sculpt was a little
Oh.
better, but that one that they put on to look like Dolph Lundgren does not look like him. Now maybe they did. They may not have had the license to get to get his face,
Right.
but they didn't even
They didn't even try.
They didn't try. They're just like, well, there's a horse over there. Maybe we can take his picture. And
No, I mean that's definitely that. That looks like Caitlyn Jenner.
they're like, is Sarah Jessica Parker over there? Let's just use her face.
Yeah, it's like
And this is their vintage.
That was their vintage
they
version,
missed the mark on that
which
one.
is
too.
not great. It's
long mouth,
better.
too.
When I eventually get this one out to do a video on, I'm probably going to just have the other head sculpt as it until I buy. I know some people have done
Yep.
custom head sculpts that actually look like Dolph Lundgren. I think Ramen Toys does it.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other ones around, but
What toys?
I think it's called Ramen Toys.
Ramen?
It's,
Okay.
Yeah, it's a custom shop place. But they do one that looks exactly like. I mean, look, even on the artwork. So this is what's the most infuriating is that the artwork that they have
Oh yeah,
looks
that's
better.
definitely Dolph.
Looks better than what they put out as a toy. And usually the artwork kind of matches up with your figure, but this case they're like, no, we don't need to do that.
Let's do something different.
Yeah, let's go in a totally different direction. And thankfully I got this not full price because of the damaged box and everything. It was on sale as well. So
You
but yeah, like I said, my issue has always been with He-Man and his face. The rest of them characters, it's fine that there's variation of it. Skeletors.
Do you
'Cause they're
mind
not
like this
human.
when they just swing for something else? Or does you still just want the one head on everything?
I do like because this is like it's like a different line. This is the new Eternia line, and it's fine when they do
So it's
like
okay.
a sub line of the thing. But that 40th anniversary He-Man Masterverse is great,
It's so good.
and they bulked him up more. They made him look better,
Mm-hmm.
more vintage than anything really that's been put out.
Yep.
But yeah, I always have to come back to if I want to look at what should look like. It should be close to, and that 40th anniversary looks closer than really anything they've put out. And I think it really just comes down to if you're trying to emulate a human face, with a lot of the other figures in Motu, it's like they're not really human. They're animals, or they're
Yep.
some sort of snake or some other thing. But with He-Man, they're like, well, it's a human face. Even like Man-at-Arms, they've done better, versions of him than this. So, even coming talking earlier with this Zeus. Like they just nailed. Like they got his detached retina, and they got his face how it should look. It's like it's the same. This is Mattel as well. Like Mattel is putting out WWE figures, they're putting out Motu figures. It's like, come on.
Yeah, the scan technology is getting better and better for sure.
Yeah, and they use they call real effects or true effect. I think it's called True Effects, and they have it on a lot of the Elite lines. They have even the Ultimate Edition stuff too. They come out with this where it says like it's actual scan of it. Some of them are good, and then I've seen some that are like the one figure I should say that is not great for wrestling is Stone Cold Steve Austin. They have such a hard time getting his face like how it should look. It just looks weird. Like every time I've seen a figure of him, even like on the Ultimate Editions, it's like, come on. It's like you have the technology to scan their face, put it on there.
Well, how important
That's
is
my rant on him.
head sculpt Steve, Corey?
Elgin brought up the G.I. Joe Classified, having seen some kind of poor head sculpts for those. And the worst one, hands down, everyone agrees across the board that the worst one is Falcon. Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
You've
bad.
seen it, right?
I've seen it.
Everyone's seen Falcon. It's fucking terrible. It reminds me of
Team America.
America.
Yeah, it looks bad.
It also reminded, like, initially I was like, oh, Thunderbirds, because it definitely
Right.
looks like
Yep,
Thunderbird,
sure.
like the British puppet show.
Marionettes.
Yeah, it's marionettes. That's it. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. It's like Patrick Swayze, but like if he got hit in the face by a truck a couple
Yeah.
times,
It's-
and then
it
had to
looks
have
bad.
reconstructive surgery.
Which is weird because a lot of the other classifieds look really good.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
most of
know.
them do.
Yeah.
I don't collect classified, so I don't really know, but
But Joe's, man, those heads are so small.
they weren't important to
How
me,
to-
and
yeah.
they're still not. But I have good examples and bad examples. I couldn't find the rest of his body, but I didn't need it. This is Cross Country from 1986, I think. I don't know. He was the pilot for the Havoc. Anyway, he's got by far the dumbest face of any Joe ever. He's got
So
big,
excited.
dumb features and a big dumb nose, and he just looks. I don't know. He looks like he got stung by a bee.
Does he have a Confederate hat on?
He does, and he wears like full Confederate garb and has like a
that's-
Confederate belt. It's dumb,
as
right?
cartoony as you could
That's
get.
like the dumb. But see, that's the thing. Like
Not in a...
in the early lines, all the Joes, like their head sculpts, were all modeled after like people that worked on GI Joe at Hasbro. So like,
that can't be a person.
it's a person, and like look at his big beak nose, like it's massive.
This reminds me of like the first line of starting lineup figures, like the first
Yeah.
wave from '88. They were all terrible. They didn't really. They're like, yeah, this is this baseball player, and like it doesn't even look
No,
like
it's
him.
not.
even...
Like all the same. They all look basically the same. And it's like they just changed the name on the back of the thing. Like, yeah, it's this other guy.
Lady J looks like Jay Leno making a duck face. She's terrible.
Oh, that's masculine
Yeah.
with lipstick. Wow.
Gung Ho has really, really, really pronounced cheekbones. Like really big,
They're out
like
there.
really high, really big
And they go
cheekbones.
way back.
Really weird. Then you got Hawk, and he has. I mean, the paint is kind of gone on him, but he has like the bushiest eyebrows of any action figure
Holy
ever.
This looks like Eddie Izzard.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
does.
that's it.
He's a very masculine lady.
Wow, that's some brows.
That's some
We're
brows.
getting a little
City.
better with the with Clutch. This is same head sculpt that came out in '82. That's the '84
Eugene
version,
Levy.
but same head sculpt that came out in
Yes.
'82. It's it's action figure-y. It's not. It doesn't look like they're trying to make I don't know. A lot of the 82 figures, like Flash and Zap, like their head sculpts were terrible. They looked like
And Grunt was terrible.
Grunt. Yeah, they looked not. Yeah, I said Flash. I meant Grunt and Zap. They look like the what's his name, the bad guy dude from The Matrix.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, that's it, Mr. Yeah, they look like Mr.
That's what he
Anderson.
said.
Oh, I know.
Here's Zorana. She's got terrible, terrible, terrible hair.
Oh. Why does it do that?
It's terrible.
On
They did that with the classified. They gave the 2 hair sculpts.
And
as
so
well.
she had there's 2 different versions
Wow.
of her. There's one with earrings that's a completely different head and hair sculpt
Right.
that actually looks better.
yeah,
But that one just looks like a really old lady's hair. I don't know. It's terrible.
yeah.
And then like an actual
Chuck
good
Norris.
head sculpt, I mean, he's one of my favorite characters, but probably the best head sculpt, in my opinion, is Outback from the Vintage line.
Yeah.
Like he's just like
Oh,
rugged
yeah.
and massive. And that's a really good. He's a little bit werewolfy because of the hair going all the
Yep.
way around his ears, but
Way that beard.
He's one of the classifieds that I want to get because it looks so good.
yeah, it does.
The way they've molded that.
Yeah, just because I don't collect classifieds doesn't mean I don't think they're awesome. Because they are awesome. I just don't want them.
I just don't want to start that.
But I'm perfectly happy to look at Elgin's. Yeah, he's got like a really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chuck Norris.
it's very like the classified one is very similar to that.
That's
Like,
cool. Little Wolverine.
Yeah, but they
almost.
just they've given it more definition and everything.
I got a few more in here because. Hold on, I'm working
Holding on.
He's grabbing stuff from a box on the floor.
from a box. Okay. So here's this is an original Scarlet head from like 82 or 83 on an Ace body because I want to, but like that's what her head looked like in 1982. This is the comic pack. She's here on the white. This is everyone calls her Shrunken Head Scarlet because the proportions are definitely not there.
But her left eye is like higher than the
Yeah.
other. That's weird.
Yeah.
That is a
G.I.
shrunken
Joes
head. If I
in
ever.
general have that problem. Like one eyes, they're like
Whoa.
the eyes aren't
Uh,
even.
Yeah, well,
Tiny.
that's Duke here. This is the retro O-ring Duke. He definitely has like some Forrest Whitaker eye. I mean, everyone knows and everyone's talked about it, but like,
Yeah,
They
it's
kind
a
of
stage
did that
trophy.
on the
It's terrible.
on the Superstars Shawn Michaels. They kind of gave him a little lazy eye as well.
But the Tracker Quinn's head is the same size.
yeah, but like
It doesn't
he's
look as
got
bad
a
because he's got this.
he's got a big
Right.
bushy scarf around him. This is a Lanyard figure. It's like some motorcycle cop dude. I don't know. I thought he was really cool. He's got a really stupid head though. A lot of the Lanyard, the core figures had really stupid heads.
Yeah, my favorite one is the
Oh.
one that looks like Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which is, they use that same head for like.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And then I brought some of my favorites because here's another Lanyard figure that I think is like a really cool figure and has a super cool head sculpt, and that giant visor is cool with like the red whatever, I don't know, the big visor. I don't remember his name. And then obviously one of the most iconic ones is the bat, and like just the way that red laser improved it when they made these Soundwave bats.
Does this really count because he doesn't really have a face?
It's
It's
still
a
a
head.
head,
Still
and
a
it's
still
been
a head.
sculpted out of
Still
something.
ahead. But yes.
But I mean, that's
thought
the thing.
that.
Like, I forgot one. Like, it looks like there's like a counterpart to that dude that looks like he's got this weird. It almost looks like a weird Spy versus Spy sort of head, like this big dumb visor that sticks way out in front. I don't remember his name, but I forgot him. But yeah, I mean, and then there's this guy. That I really like the bats, and so I really like their head sculpts.
Mm-hmm.
As far as whether it was important to me or not, like, I suppose it probably
Right.
it doesn't make a difference to me whether like
Has a bad head sculpt stopped you from buying
No.
a toy?
no.
I mean, a bad head sculpt isn't going to keep him from strapping firecrackers to him.
Yeah.
I know it kept Elgin from getting Man at Arms for a long time,
It did.
Mm-hmm.
and then he just gave up.
And then people like we would offer to buy it for me. It's like, nah, I'm good.
Yep.
I'm like, I should probably
I
complete my
hated that
collection.
much.
No,
It was not great.
Yeah, I mean, now that I'm older, I notice it more. I mean, like I said, I remember thinking when I was a kid that cross country, like, why is his head so stupid? Like, why is his face so big? He's just a big faced dude. And then version 2 came out, and
Walter
you can-
Matthau kind of looks
yeah,
like
it
that.
does, yeah, but with a bigger nose.
Even
Yeah, but like the version 2, it's still recognizable as him, but it's like they changed the features a little bit. It's still not good. But anyway, as far I mean, it's never stopped me from buying anything. Like I saw all the complaints online about all of the what's wrong with this head sculpt. Like Baroness, the retro Baroness was another one with her big dumb googly eyes.
Oh yeah.
But it didn't stop me from buying things because I was excited to have new O-ring stuff. And now that Super 7 is coming out with some more O-ring stuff, like they don't have swivel arms as far as I can tell from any of the pictures. Like
Probably not.
it only does this, it doesn't do this.
Right.
But still, like they articulate a lot more than those dumb reaction figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
well.
no, not super important. I don't.
How about you,
think.
Spooty? How do you feel about head sculpts? Is it important to you? Do you even care? Do you look? Do you
Not so much. I
things
mean,
you like, things you don't like, and these
Not-
robot heads?
not really. Like, I mean, there's just figures I don't like because of how they look.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. But, not specifically because of their heads. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like either one of the heads that came with Antagony.
You don't
But-
like that one, the crazy super horned?
I think it's too small.
I like this one better.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
That one looks more like it was like on the show. Type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Like an animated
That's the
style.
Inferno head.
Yeah.
would be on
And that one's like a little bigger,
Gotcha.
like fatter.
I just thought itself, it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah. If
'cause
this one
it's
was
so
just a
different.
little bit bigger, like fatter.
It
It
kind
would
of
look a lot
reminds
better.
me of like on Spawn on the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
with
The
it.
Violator.
Yeah.
with the-
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that your brown Optimus that you brought last time is one of the best Optimus head sculpts I've ever seen on the Beast Wars second or Neo, the brown elephant,
Oh. Yeah.
big
The-
big
Big convoy.
convoy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
I'm not a huge fan of like how like his antenna kind of like fold in
Mm.
and like stick out, but like it kind of has to transform. So that because I don't know, it just looks weird. And it's always a different color, but
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of terrible Transformer heads,
Okay.
when the first Michael Bay Transformers movie came out, did you hate Optimus Prime's face?
yes,
Okay. Me too.
Right. Well, every
the mouth.
every
is
time they
always-
had a mouth,
Yeah.
it's,
Like I can't imagine there was
Weird.
a single person that went to the theater to see that thought, hey, I really like that because Optimus Prime's supposed to have his mask. Like,
there's a Scotch precedent with RID when he was a fire truck. He had a mouth with a very not lipstick, but it was very defined, and it was
sure.
weird. Maybe it just helped that he was a fire truck and he was red and
There is one head sculpt that I've hated every version. And that's
Okay.
Dinobot.
oh,
Just looks fucking stupid.
They're
just don't
tiny.
like it.
Like all the Dinobot heads are tiny.
No,
No, like the actual Dinobot, like
that's his
Beast
name
Wars.
from Beast Wars.
Oh, okay.
The-
I thought you
the
meant like
raptor.
like Grimlock and
the
shit.
the
'cause-
Velociraptor.
Yeah. Okay.
Dinobot. His head always just looks really stupid.
And is there one that just gives you a chub every time? All of the rest
Whichever
of
one's
them?
got its mouth open
Yeah.
the widest.
Okay. Well, I brought some of my favorites too. Starting up front here, next to Spooty, we got animated Oil Slick. He's neat.
Green
He's
dude.
kind of got a Mr. Freeze.
I was just gonna say that.
In a case thing. He's got a big, weird shaped nose, and
That's cool.
it's kind of really neat and cool. And
Way to show his head.
I like his mace.
yeah, you just held the whole
The
thing.
rest of the body's cool.
You can pass it around if you want. I don't
I'm
know.
stupid.
Does he have a
But-
havoc staff on his shoulder?
Kinda. Isn't that cool?
Bah.
The next one over, he's really neat. That's Cybertron Sideways. It's got a cool light piping and just like a very, I don't know, Sauron type of,
Yeah.
just not normal robot head that's just evil as fuck. It's really cool. I really like him. And then next to Corey, we got Cybertron Hotshot, and he's got some really cool things going on with gold but you can just
Very
see
prominent brow.
you can see already that there's just like so much. If you look hard, there's like so much variance on what can happen.
I always look hard.
Yeah. And then one of maybe
This seems the kind of a classic Transformery face.
Yeah. It's very
Like-
cartoony.
Yeah,
it's got a visor, it's got a little
But
ear
the-
antenna.
It's got
like the eyes, nose, and mouth look.
it's got like the giant caveman brow.
Yeah, but just how the eyes, nose, and mouth and shape of his face looks. If you're not like
Yep.
in Transformers, but just kind of, I don't know, passing by
Uh-huh.
a store window and like, hey, there's Transformers. This is how I would imagine like if someone was like, hey, draw a Transformer face. This is what I
That's what you do.
do, something like that. Like these other ones are kind of wildly different, but this seems like
I think
the standard.
Prowl is probably close to this.
Yeah, but the colors are different, and it's got that gold. And yeah, I was going to say this Masterpiece Prowl here is one of the probably greatest of all time. Very classic Transformers. His face is the more humanistic that they probably get, with his mouth and stuff. But and then with those red horn brow.
Say Ratchet's kind of in the same boat with that.
But he's just got one of just the most beautiful faces.
Yeah, like I said, it's
Yep,
as,
very-
as a casual fan, similar
Uh-huh.
to
It's like a humanoid face with a helmet.
yeah.
That
Like if
one,
you
yeah.
if you only focus on the eye, nose, and mouth, and nothing really around it, like it's very similar to.
Mm-hmm.
This is like I said. This is how I would imagine like all Transformer faces
Well,
should
you got
similar.
This guy's kind of
Yeah.
similar too. And
Yeah,
that's
but these the other ones are
Yeah.
kind of very different than.
And then maybe the greatest head sculpt of all time, on one of the greatest toys of all
not
time.
Starscream.
I know it's weird,
What?
right? But this is the Masterpiece Soundwave, and we all know. And if you didn't know, the Decepticon logo is kind of based on his original kind of head shape. And I looked at the G1 today, and I'm like, it's not. This one's so much prettier. But just
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah,
Mouth guard, and just got his ear, the little crown on his forehead, and
yeah, it's cool.
just a beautiful thing. And I don't know, I've just since we started this podcast, I've been trying really hard to just appreciate the head sculpt a lot more than it's just a head. Like, let it be its own work of art within this cool toy too. And
Sure.
Are these buttons supposed to do anything, or are they just spring loaded because
just spring-loaded.
it's cool and you can push buttons on him?
Yep, that.
That's pretty cool.
So his shoulder opens the cassette.
Oh yeah.
I didn't bring any of the.
That's okay. I can pretend.
I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of the Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, it's got just a mighty statesman, like very, I don't know how to describe it. And that one's cool with the light piping too.
And Grimlock is pretty similar to Soundwave.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the big face mask and
Yep, there's a lot of similarities.
this
but
Grimlock,
not that
but-
one so much, but anyway. Yeah. Any other things you want to mention?
For me, for when I'm buying figures, it's really like the face is the first thing because I'm buying,
more human-y thing.
yeah, human figure, whether they're wrestlers or
Mhm.
Motu. It's really drawn first to the face and then taking the rest of it. And that's, I don't know, it's always usually the first complaint of like, does it look like this, or oh, that's a good face, or that's that's
well, and with He-Man that was really the only thing that was different because
Yeah.
like a lot of the bodies are the same. You
Yeah.
get some of the different armors and stuff, but
Yeah, just armor swap or part swap or repaint. Repurposing the same parts, arms, torsos, legs, and everything. Yeah, and the head was really the focus. And for me, it's always the first thing I look at because it's in a bubble packaging, and you can see it right there, sticking right in front of you. And so I'm always looking at it to see, is it good, is it bad?
get him a master sword.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention my least favorite Transformers head sculpt, and it's pretty notorious. Any fan would tell you no. It's so fucking funny and wrong and weird. There's this Cheetor. Y'all know Cheetor.
Yep.
Well, he's the supreme Cheetor in Beast Machines, and they gave him a human-teethed mouth. Human teeth. Look at this. It is the funniest goddamn thing you'll ever see, probably.
Say Rat Trap in Beast Wars is pretty terrible too.
It's the goofiest, dumbest thing ever.
So like before they fixed Sonic in the movie.
Yes, it's exactly like that. Right before they...
I have that one.
That's the Sonic trouble happened with a Transformer.
But that one almost has the same head shape as the Rat Trap one.
Uh-huh.
But like it's like a brain that's on like exposed. At the
Exposed
top
brain at the top. It's neat.
is what it looks like, and it's just terrible.
It's not there. Yeah, there's some bad things out there for sure.
Yeah.
The character is great because he's an asshole.
Of course, Raph likes the assholes. That's right. Just referencing last episode with you. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to tell you all about the podcast network we belong to, the PFPN. That's the Prescribed Films Podcast Network. Among us, there are over 30 other podcasts on this network, ranging from movies to other things people talk about on podcasts. I don't know. And it's a really cool place. Go check it out, thepfpn.com. This lady's going to tell you about it.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
Oh my gosh, what's that over there? I see it. Nope, it's gone.
What?
Oh, well, but here's Elgin. Take us on a store tour. Of course.
That's right. Today's toy store we're going to is called Sasquatch Toys and Comics. See, because he's
Oh, because I look like a Sasquatch?
no,
Oh.
because you can't
Well,
see
because
Sasquatch.
people have said that to me before.
Well,
I mean,
I
do
get
I
it.
don't think it's
I get
rude.
it.
Anyway,
Right? That's probably
It's not rude
true.
if it's accurate.
Yeah. There's that dude there's that Sasquatch, the saxophone playing Sasquatch.
oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that one.
Yeah. People send me that all the time
Thought of you.
because I played the saxophone 25 years ago.
Once.
one time.
Was that memorable?
Anyway, the store we're going to is called Sasquatch Toys and Comics. It's at 145 Citation Court in Homewood, Alabama.
Is that anywhere near Greenbow, Alabama?
I think it's on the north part.
Okay.
unless that's anyway. Large selection of toys, including Hot Wheels, Transformers, Star Wars, Lego, G.I. Joe, Motu, Wrestlers, comics, and more. That's Sasquatch
I'm really
Toys.
interested in the and more.
Yeah. Sasquatch Toys and Comics. If you can find it. Because
So
he's
elusive.
the hide and seek champion. At 145 Citation Court, Homewood, Alabama.
Awesome. Thank you, Elgin. Well, now it's time to hear from you guys. Here's Corey with Talking Toys.
tubes. Let's see. What do we got here? We got belt fed 4624. I don't know who that is. Does anybody know who that is?
He comments quite a lot on stuff.
All right. Well, belt fed. I'm having a hard time figuring out what belt fed means. Doesn't matter. Kind of unrelated, he says, or she. It does. I don't.
I think it's okay.
But back in the 80s, my sisters watched everything involving Freddy Krueger. So when they found out these weird Freddy dolls / figures, they just okay. When they found out there were, I think he probably meant to say, and auto-corrected him out of saying there were. When they found out there were Freddy dolls / figures, they just had to have them. Had to. Absolutely had to, all caps and many exclamation points. They then couldn't sleep for 2 weeks until Grandma figured it out and had to hide the Freddy toys in the closet. They were fine during the day. Freddy unalived Barbie, haunted the dollhouse, etc. But at night, they had to be put up in the closet because my sisters were also terrified. Every time I do that, it's because he's shouting. Of the Freddy toys at night, they were convinced that Freddy would animate the figures and cut their throats in their sleep. True story.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's some really bad.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's some really bad Freddy toys, head sculpts.
Yeah.
There's some bad ones out there.
Yeah. I mean, Robert Englund's head in general, it just isn't.
Pre-makeup.
It's not the best platform.
They're like, let's make you a burn victim. Is it because I'm ugly? No, no, Robbie.
Maniac Man Cave over on the Instagrams says, you got to check out the first DC Multiverse Keaton unmasked figure. Horrendous. I tried. I'm sure it's the one I found. I didn't think it was that bad, but I also don't know that I found the right one. So, Maniac Man Cave, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then we had also over on the Instagrams, fake wood table. People have cool names. Yeah. Fake wood table. There was Elgin posted a picture of Dolph Lundgren earlier today, and it said and fake wood table commented Derp Lundgren, which I appreciate that.
Yeah.
If you see the picture over on our Instagram page,
accurate. Very accurate.
Yeah. Above that, there's a picture from Terribly Toxic 937 that says, "I'll make you 20 years younger," which there's a lot of Botox going on there.
I think that's from a Star Trek movie.
Yeah. Excuse me. Ken Tomlin over on Spaceface says, "Let's be honest. Most of toys from our childhood had the most plain and ugly head sculpts." I kind of agree with Ken. It was the best they could pull off at the time. Just talking about the Joe R. line, look at the 82 head sculpts. They either looked like figures were constipated or were suffering from some genetic birth defects. Nearly all of figures now have amazing head sculpts besides Falcon. That's my own addition there. As far as figures produced now, the great sculpts... Oh, he says it too. Outback, Scrap Iron, Tunnel Rat, Low Light, Fugly Heads, sculpts, Falcon, and did I mention Falcon? His head sculpt looks like the old... Whoops. I just erased... Okay. His head sculpt looks like the old guy from Up.
A
little bit. Put some big black glasses on him, yeah. Julian Wolf says, bootleg 78 Chewbacca with bad eye paint app kills me with laughter every time. Is that the one where it's just like it's almost anime looking? Does anybody? Okay, nobody. Okay, so. Nobody at this table knows because nobody collects Star Wars or likes it. Sorry, Julian. I know you like G.I. Joe, so you're still cool. The end.
All right. Thanks, everybody. That's awesome of you. Well, before we go today, I just want to mention one more time that if you like the show and want to help us out and support the show, first of all, just tell your friends. Tell your friends, all of them, every single one of them, to find us and follow us somewhere.
And if you want to get even more awesome, you can visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/cracktasticplastic. You can follow us there, give us a couple bucks a month, and you can get some cool things. Like getting your name read on the show.
Yeah.
Shout out style. And, guys, we got a new one. Got a new patron this time.
Who?
That's right. Should have wrote that down. Just kidding. It's comedian Bill Fisher.
I never heard of him.
Okay. Well, along with Bill, we got Tony Miller, Chris Turnip Simmons, Peter Glinsman, and Alex LaForest. Now it's a 5-pack. Oh, yeah.
One more and we got a party.
That's right. Who's it going to be? Go to patreon.com/cracktasticplastic.
You can also sign up twice if you've already signed up. You can
Yep.
sign up again.
We
Yeah.
all have multiple emails. You can
Yeah.
do it.
Just do it.
Okay.
Sign up 10 or 12 times.
Oh, a carburetor. That, I see. That was
No,
funny.
it has nothing to do with it.
That
It was supposed to be during the middle of it. So Jason's
Well, we
private
gotta
phone
go.
number is
So we gotta go.
641.
Thanks everybody for watching. Bye-bye.
7.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's episode of the podcast. And since you're hanging around, I wanted to personally invite you to help support our show on Patreon, where you can get access to episodes early, shout-outs on the show, and be part of our exclusive chat. You can learn more at patreon.com/cracktasticplastic.